Hey, Jason Emmons, Bear Hollow Woodcarvers here back at the shop. Our last Sasquatch, Nelson, finally got a name. So Mercer County wants a name plate sign type thing to put out the landscaping there. They've done such a great job with everything. It looks great, so I want to make sure the little sign looks good too. But we're gonna pick out a slab here, then go in and kind of draw out what I think looks best, and then we'll make them a sign. So stay tuned. You'll see the finished product, see if you like it. So this is what I came up with. Sign for Nelson, you know, nothing too large. I don't even know the measurements, but yeah, just kind of grabbed a slab that I thought would work well with it. Drew the name out. For some reason, when I heard the name Nelson, I was thinking of right away the Nathan's hot dog logo, kind of with that cursive type writing almost, the line underneath. So I looked at that and of course wanted to change it up, and this is kind of what evolved into that. But I think I like it. I think it looks good. Of course, it's going to be a little hard to get in here with chainsaws and stuff to get those clean edges. But what I'll do is I'll route it first around the outside, because the letters are going to be raised and the backdrop dropped down, and then the edging raised also. So I got to knock all this back. So what I'm going to do is probably just route around these outside edges with a hand router, and then clean everything up with the chainsaw, maybe texture it up a little bit, and then we'll see what it looks like then, as far as probably keep it close to a natural finish, but we'll see if we're going to add any color or anything to it later on. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. Make sure you stick around, check out the rest. Make sure, you know, let me know if you like it. I think it's kind of cool. You know, I guess there's about 1,000 different ways you could do that, but that's what I came up with. So stick around and see what it looks like. about it with the router. As you can see, there's little points in here that gonna have to be cleaned up, but I'll use a little Dremel or something in there to clean that stuff up. But right now we got to get rid of the rest of all this material. So we'll switch over to chainsaw. What I think I like to use, kind of get inside here to clean that up, is this little battery powered deal. It's this Sumara bar. Come to fine point. It's 4.3 gauge, so it's a little bit narrower than the 5.0. The batteries, got an Echo one over here as well. They got less vibration than what a gas-powered motor has, which obviously makes sense. It's that motor that's vibrating when you throttle up. But the batteries don't seem to have that as much when the battery motors rev just a bit. So get a little bit steadier handling with the battery than what you do with some of the gas powered stuff. And believe me, I was not a battery guy whatsoever. I was like, no, I ain't using it. But I find myself picking them up more and more for jobs like this especially. But I'll get in there next with the chainsaw. We'll clean this stuff up, and then we're gonna put a little border around here as well, and then yeah, maybe come up with I don't know, maybe a ball burr or something in that to put a little texture here in the background once we get most of this removed. So that's the next step. think that turned out all right. Nice piece. Used a router. Of course, the router's a little slower than like a chainsaw or whatnot, but I think it needed it to get all that fine detail in there. I think it turned out real good. I think they'll like it. Yeah, I'll put a clear finish on it tomorrow probably. Get something else carved up here, so I got a couple carvings to spray, and then off to Mercer County there. You know, when you carve or woodwork, or you know, whenever you put the headphones on, let the music go, you kind of think of different stuff, and it's different every time, but similar in the same right too. But most of the time I'm thinking of other work that needs to be done or get done. But anytime I route, I think of my buddy Kenny Marshall. So Kenny, if you get a chance to watch this video or whatever, thank you. Back 15 years ago, we've been in French Lick. Our store's been in French Lick 15 years this year. We used to have another shop out at St. Croix. We had a woodworking shop in there, so we did a lot of we had molders and you know, wide planers and wide sanders, and you know, had flooring machines, and kind of did a little bit of everything, just trying to figure out you know, how this business was going to go. So we actually hired Kenny. Actually, Joanne Aitchen, Cindy's mom, had saw Kenny at Old Eckerty Days, which is just up the road here, doing some hand carving. And so she told him about the shop, so he came up, and you know, next thing you know, we hired him, and part-time and then full-time. But Kenny taught me a lot about woodworking in general. He was quite the craftsman. He took his time, so taught me patience and how to slow down and that sort of stuff. So anytime I'm routing, I think of old Kenny with his glasses, you know, hanging off his nose about like mine was, and just running that router. So thanks, Kenny. Some good memories, bud. Yeah, good stuff. We'll get this thing sprayed tomorrow, and then get it over to Mercer County.